This is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucy Adeyemi. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR's representative in Ethiopia and a country, says humanitarian situation in northern Ethiopia's Tigray regional state has deteriorated rapidly since the armed conflicts broke out in the state earlier this month. In an online interview, Country said with the deterioration of the humanitarian situation, Tigray's humanitarian aid operations are in trouble.
The electricity has been off. There has been a communications blackout practically everywhere in the region. And of course, banking services have stopped. Food supplies are very, very minimal if they haven't run out in the markets. But because of the general confusion and problems with the armed conflict, people can't move around as freely as they would like to. All the humanitarian workers are affected because there's no freedom of movement.
Pointed out also that the armed conflict has stopped the locals from focusing on the COVID-19 epidemic prevention and control, which has become another crisis for the state. South Sudan and Uganda border authorities have met in the northern Ugandan city of Gulu to harmonize border security dispute between the two countries. South Sudan Chief of General Staff General Johnson Okoth, who met with Ugandan Deputy Chief of Defense Forces Lieutenant General Wilson Mbaso Mbadi, called on the armies of the two countries to generate a memorandum of understanding in order to advance their pan-African interests. Tensions had been brewing along the border areas of Ngomoro in Lamdo district and parts of Kitgum and Karamoja region. An 18-member African Union group set up in 2016 for the delimitation and demarcation of the Ugandan-South Sudan border has been unable to do its work because of fighting between groups loyal to South Sudan President Salva Kiir and its Vice President Riek Machar. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Rwandan President Paul Kagame has called on countries in the International Conference on the Great Lakes Region, ICGR, not to harbor any genocide refugees. He said cooperation is the only way to attain desired objectives in the region. The Rwandan leader was speaking virtually from Kigali during the 8th summit of the ICGR, which brings together the regional heads of state and government. He also commended the progress that has been made in defeating armed groups in the Great Lakes region that seek to destabilize security and emphasized the need to work together to effectively address the issues facing the region. The conference, with its 12 member states, was created to address the problem of conflict that has affected the region and to defeat the armed groups that cause it. That is ANN News Brief at 1. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.